This is Tom Doody, middle-aged American living in New Jersey near the Lincoln Tunnel. If you were to visit my website, you would type Howdy Doody into Google. You'll find the correct spelling of the famous puppet. You then combine Tom Doody in a Google search for my site. I won a hard-fought merchant processing dispute against Heidi Curko. And it got bitter. I got insulted along the way. And here's the story. So it starts out with a DHL phone call. This woman connected with my business partner, who's Esperanza, who's here in Union City. So the business, when it works the way it's supposed to, which is how it worked with Heidi, the call comes in via Google. I direct these people to Esperanza. She is the point of sale, and then she, being Esperanza, is the point of sale, and I do the label. I quote the price and then do the label if the service is accepted. So it starts out with Heidi like this. This is after she filed the dispute. Now I'm going to stop right here and switch to email, because the more significant ending is on is where I was via text, but the story is better told via email. So right here, I get notice that this case against me has been opened. There's Heidi who opened it, and the date of the transaction is not here, but it's been a while. So this was filed. This was like a month after it was filed. I think with PayPal, I think you have 90 days. She was well within the 90 days, opens up the case. This was, by the way, after a satisfactory service. The price was quoted. Esperanza had a great personal connection with this woman. Esperanza was shocked that this woman filed a dispute. The package actually got delivered to the destination in the first attempt and was slightly ahead of schedule in Italy. It was a $480 service, which for Esperanza and I is a record high, maybe tied with one other. So there's the case opened on the 20th. Then Heidi politely says, "I've spoken with the credit card company and the charges will be reversed." Now this is on the 21st. So great. So when I reply, then I got a reminder from PayPal. I got to reply to this dispute, and I did. But I did thinking everything was great with Heidi. And so I just said, I put the label, I put the commercial invoice as supporting documents, and then I said Heidi has plans to reverse it. So I didn't really explain thoroughly, which I was anxious about because I knew that was not the kind of explanation that would win the dispute. So I don't know what this is. This is PayPal reviewing. Oh, okay. So it may take up to 30 days. So that's an acknowledgement. So this is on the 26th. It's an acknowledgement that they have gotten my reply. And then a gentle reminder from me on the 26th. I'll call them tomorrow because the case is still open. It's been a week now. She had told me it would happen in the next couple of days. She told me that on the phone call she would reverse a dispute. She claimed the dispute was accidental. And then suddenly this, on the 27th, prompted only by me, she said, "I'll call them tomorrow. Grazie, Heidi. I trust it's an honest error. I also trust you know what it means to have someone's money held. Best to you in Bayonne from Union City. This is me. I'm still being polite. And suddenly she says, first of all, it was fraud. This is a reversal on her part. And is the money pending? Okay, so at this point, it's the 27th. I have replied to PayPal. PayPal is in their consideration phase. And suddenly she's saying it's fraud, making me very anxious because I had not done a great job of replying to the dispute. And that's it for email. So when I got notice, this I think is the notice. I'm not going to be able to find the notice, but when I got notice that it was settled and ruled in Heidi's favor, I write to her. It doesn't start out very well. Who is this? Tom Doody. Why the image? My digital gig, daily digital art. Now, listeners, this is why the image. Nobody asks why the image unless they have some level of contempt, and that's not true. This is, how people engage with others socially and how they react to how others react. And this is my sense that when people are somehow put off or questioned, who is this? Why the picture? Now, this is just text. It could be, who is this? Why the picture? The tone could be negative. It's very clear that Heidi's tone turned negative. So I explained to her, and then this is what I sent to her when I got the dispute. I will file a police report and consider additional legal action against you to collect payment from DHL. I will also consider collecting from ANGELA FAGU, that's the receiver in Italy. My case against you will be internet easy search. Listeners, that's exactly what I'm doing now. In an attempt to find additional bank wire fraud. And I use this phrase, I am absolutely sure it's not overstated. What Heidi has done is fraudulently used the banking system to claim that a charge she made was not hers. She did it knowingly, and she did it fraudulently. And then she claims I'm the fraudster, which I am not. I have documents to show it. So what she doesn't realize it, and most people don't when they fraudulently claim these frauds. I have been subject of these before with the tech support business I used to be involved in, and they're quite common. People receive legitimate service, and then they suddenly decide they're going to play games, and I'm just going to dispute that. And they don't recognize that they are committing a crime. It's not just a crime, it is a federal crime. And if it were to be prosecuted, it's a serious prosecution. So when I say that I would file a police report, I still might, but I probably won't. Bank wire perpetrated in your name. I realize you may have been aware you may not have committed a crime, so I'll allow a week for you to pay Esperanza before I begin action against you. And there's the sender and the receiver, sincerely, Tom Doody. So I am certainly aggressive and hostile, but by saying I'm going to wait another week, I'm also patient. My patience was beyond what it needed to be. And again, now we're up to the 5th, and we're months ago, and we're 2-3 weeks after the dispute was filed. I continue to be patient. All you had to do was respond to my email. There is no such email. This is a false claim. You need to calm down and communicate with acting like a child. I'll call the credit card company. This is a claim she made. It's already 10 days old, or maybe 2 weeks old. She still has my $500 tied up in PayPal, and she, quote, hasn't gotten to it. You have notice I committed error. Maybe crime, no. So this is, she is criticizing me because I'm acting like a child. So her accusation against me is that I'm acting like a child. My accusation against her is that she's committed a crime. Sincerely, Heidi Curko. I don't know why she did that. And you are a weirdo. There's insult number 2. Crime victims sometimes seem weird. Weirdo, noted. And that's just me not wanting to ignore her insult, but not escalate. You can't even spell, let alone respond. Now I've lost count. I think that's insult 3. Not criminal, Heidi. Look back and you'll see it. Wire fraud is your crime. Cut it out with the threats. Again, this is not a threat. This is a statement of fact. Fraudulently using the banking system to claim something is true that is not true for the deliberate benefit of yourself or an associated party. This is a crime. Wire fraud is a crime. Stop the threats. This is not a threat. Would you have been resolved if you had answered? Would have been resolved. So now she's blaming it on me. So I think we're up to 3 insults and a counter accusation. In other words, she's blaming this on me. It's 100% not my fault. So I ask you again, did they respond to the transaction? They don't know who you referred to. PayPal. The transaction was pending, fraudulently disputed. Yes, I replied to the PayPal dispute. WTF. Now again, she's complaining that I'm wrong in my communication. This is a quirky habit of mine to do EYE. But then she can use what the fuck. So again, I'm accusing her of a crime. She's accusing me of being weird and not spelling. My accusations are, of course, more serious and legitimate, and hers are style points. It was a mistake, as there were a dozen fraudulent charges. This is a real irritation for me, because she says there are other fraudsters, and I just got bundled with the other fraudulent charges in her. So all she did is lose track of her bank account, and she carelessly disputed all of them, including one that was valid. Okay, fine, an honest mistake. I was patient and kind as long as I needed to be. I was reasonable. In my review of this, I believe I was reasonable. Now again, I'm the problem. I don't know if that's really an insult, but if it is, it's up to 4, I think. And then I give her email, sent PayPal, email to you. This is me forwarding the email to you, because I don't think at this point she had even checked her email to be aware that she won the dispute. I have Esperanza. Have Esperanza me. Clearly, you cannot communicate. Okay? Again, it's in a way a personal attack against me and my inability to communicate. There have already been process resolved. As of last week, you will receive 3 to 5 business days. I just spoke to my credit card company again. Not according to PayPal email Heidi Curko. Notice they ruled in your favor, Esperanza. According to my company, it has now been expedited, is now active text. That might be a mistake. I don't know what that is. My text got broken up, so she ended up, this connects, and she inserted just the timing of text. Mine goes, Esperanza is now active, voice, text, and WhatsApp. And there's Esperanza's phone number. So that was one complete thought. It just was broken by hers, not related. Am aware my disabilities making link to Esperanza. Nice, productive, safe. Your insults hurt. And this is just a killer. You don't get to be an antagonist and then complain about your feelings. You started the day with threatening me, which is a false claim. In fact, you never responded to my email. Okay, again, her claims against me is that I missed an email, which evidence shows I have not, or went to spam or didn't get delivered or whatever. But even whatever the case is, if the fault is mine, the fault is that I overlooked an email. I deny it, but if it's true, it's still a minor infraction. So again, she's making mild complaints against me, style points, bad spelling. I'm the problem. I'm weird. But yet I'm accusing her of a crime. And then the matter is now being taken care of. The matter of patience, communication, and you clearly do not have. Expenses that you incur, you clearly do not have. This is another insult. She's basically claiming that I'm broke. And, dealing with someone like her, she's literally held up it turns out there's only 480, but I thought it was 500 because my PayPal account went 500 to the negative, but only 400. There was 20 that was mine, I guess. I haven't reconciled that, but 480 was her money, my money that I had earned, that I had paid out to DHL and paid out to Esperanza. I kept my modest portion, and meanwhile, she takes back 48, and then she insults me, basically claiming I have no money. The ability to communicate is an adult doing business. You have a nice day, and don't contact me again. Well, I will put this in a variety of places on the internet and tweet it a handful of times to see if I can get some attention to it. I will try to get it up to double digits and then leave it alone. This certainly could be accused of an attempted vicious act against Heidi, which I won't deny. However, it's not my central purpose. My central purpose is just therapy, healing. This was really emotional for me. It was emotional for Esperanza. And I'm still pissed off about it. This is one of the ways that I get past it. I don't tell a lot of people that these things happen. I did tell my wife, Hannah. I told Manish, guy who's kind of like my bartender. And I think that's it. I probably told a couple other people. This has been Tom Doody, middle-aged American living in New Jersey near the Lincoln Tunnel. If you were to visit my website, you would type Howdy Doody into Google. You'll find the correct spelling of the famous puppet. You then combine Tom Doody in a Google search from my site. Thank you for listening. Have a good day, good evening, or restful night's sleep. Ciao.